I've decided to take some time to engage you all in conversation related to topics that often come up in my work with clients as a mental health therapist. The first of these topics is self-care. My goals this episode are to provide some insight into what self-care practice is and how you may be able to incorporate safe, healthy, and effective self-care behaviors into your practice, and to share a little bit about what self-care has looked like for me recently. Self-care activities are the things that we do to maintain good health and well-being. There are many behaviors that qualify as self-care behaviors, and I often encourage exploring the ways in which our behaviors improve and or help maintain our physical, emotional, social, mental, spiritual, and professional selves. I'm going to break each of those down for us now. Physical self-care behaviors refer to the things that we do that contribute to the health of our physical body. Examples include eating healthy foods, exercising, wearing clothes that make us feel good about ourselves, keeping up with medical appointments, and the list can go on. Emotional self-care refers to behaviors that we engage in that support our ability to maintain and manage our mental and emotional needs. Examples of these behaviors include taking time off, engaging in hobbies, taking time away from distractions like our phones, and talking about our problems to people that we trust to support us. Social self-care behaviors refer to the things that we do that support our ability to develop and maintain healthy, supportive relationships with others. Examples include meeting new people, spending time with people that we enjoy, asking others for help when we need it, and keeping in touch with old or distant friends. Spiritual self-care behaviors are the things that we do that support our connection to ourselves and or higher power, if you believe. This includes, but is not limited to, spending time in nature, meditation, prayer, setting aside time for thought and reflection, making decisions that are in line with our values, and participating in causes that are important to us. And finally, professional self-care. This refers to the ways in which we take care of our needs as a professional. This may look different depending on the profession that you work in, the kind of job that you do, and what is required. But some examples of how effective professional self-care can look, that may include saying no to new responsibilities that are excessive, taking breaks during work, keeping a comfortable workspace, and taking on projects that we find interesting and rewarding. These are all behaviors that you may already be doing as part of your normal routine. If this is true for you, I want to affirm that you are likely doing a great job of taking care of yourself. However, if you find that you struggle with incorporating these types of behaviors into your daily practice, I encourage that you identify one area in which you would benefit the most and one of these behaviors that you can put into practice for the next week. Then I encourage you to put that one behavior into practice for the next week, and then for another until it starts to feel like a normal part of your daily, weekly, or even monthly routine. Another thing that I think is important to be mindful of is the fact that some of us can do very well in some areas and not so well in others. And so if you find that you do very well with setting boundaries with work, and that you manage a pretty comfortable and healthy work-life balance, but your relationships with other people outside of work, either with friends or family members, is an area where you struggle, then you may benefit from focusing on or prioritizing improving what your self-care looks like in that area. In the same way that someone who finds that they do very well with maintaining their physical self-care and that they eat healthy, they exercise regularly throughout the week, but also has difficulty managing what their work environment looks and feels like in ways that supports their ability to be effective, then they may want to prioritize behaviors listed as professional self-care behaviors. It is very common that there are times of our life or even within our week when what we normally do is not going to be effective. So I often find that remaining open to adding tools and behaviors and new ways of showing up for ourselves to that toolkit that we're developing is often helpful to our ability to be flexible when our needs change. Because as we change, our needs do too, and so do the way that we respond to those changes.